Hello, my YouTubers. This is Daniel Drepsky for this new updated video of the new things I got from last week, and today is June 14, 2021. And then these are the tapes I got it from the Goodwill, few from the mail. Yeah, and I even got the new VCR to hold on to. Yeah. And I'm all set for summer, and this is the last official week of spring. Lately, these past 3-4 days, they got pretty cool. Ever since last Wednesday on June 7th, it got pretty hot. I think it's by like June 9th. It was on a Wednesday. It got the weather. The rain broke the heat, and I was so happy about that. Now things in Pennsylvania is really going bad because, like for instance, Dunkin' Donuts, they don't allow people going to pick up something in the counters anymore. You have to go through the drive-thru or having an app, and then once your order is in, you have to go in there to just the dining in or just the takeout. And Schuylkill Haven's probably changing. Schuylkill Haven buses, they're changing things around, like changing routes. And the Grandma's Diner on Market Street, it's probably officially closing. Oh, I don't know, they're fixing it up. Father's Day's almost coming up, and I'm looking forward for this. Now, let's begin with some tapes I got from my thrift store this week or from the mail. Some of the tapes I have is going to be for myself and for eBay selling. Let's begin with this tape. Here's the 1931's original Frankenstein, and this is the 1986 original reissue. Originally, it came out on VHS in 1980. In one of my previous updated video, I had the other copy of the 1931's Frankenstein, the restored one. In the 1987 reissue, this is the 1986 reissue, and it stars of Boris Karloff, John Bowles, and Clevering Coyne, and May Clark, and Dr. Frankenstein says, "It's alive! Alive!" And there is a sequel, Bride of Frankenstein, in 1935. I don't have that on VHS, but I will eventually. The sticker label was 1984, and I believe this tape was printed on March 3rd, 1986, and it has the Deftone at the end of this tape. Yep. The tape master was from 1980. It had the FBI warning scream and MCA Videocassette Inc. logo, the rainbow logo, in color, not the original black and white tape from 1980. So in the future, I'm going to show you two different copies of the original Frankenstein on VHS. Here's Smokey and the Bandit 2, the sequel to the original Smokey and the Bandit in 1977. The second one stars with Burt Reynolds, Jackie Gleason, Sally Field, Jerry Reed, and Don DeLuise. And when you watch the movie later, Jackie Gleason plays triple roles: Sheriff Buford Justice, the second role, the one who plays Gaylord, the old gay guy, and best of all, Reginald Van Justice. That is like, he was like preferring to sing like Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald when they're coming from Canada. And that was taken from Rosemary. They must have copied the idea of doing that from one of the Jeanette Nelson films flicks. 1980 original box packaging of Smokey and the Bandit 2 from MC Videocassette Inc. Show you what this tape looks like. This tape was printed on February 22nd, 1987. Probably this tape says printed it on the second week of 1988, and this is in Macrovision. And they're using the tape parts from the early 80s or something like that. Now I got here something I got it from the thrift store. Ellis Island. That's a TV movie, was made in the mid 80s. Stars at Robert Rigert, Greg Marty, yeah. Also stars with Ben Vereen and Stubby K. Now related to Danny K. And this is on VHS from early 1987 from USA Home Video under the license of International Video Entertainment and Family Home Entertainment. This is one of the last titles to be released from USA Home Video. Here's part 1 of this tape. This tape was printed on December 22nd, 1986. Around that time when Little Shop of Horrors of Rick Moranis was out in theaters at the time. And tape 2, December 22nd, 1986. This is the next rental tape. This is one of the last titles to be released from USA Home Video. Here's a Don Bluth's animated movie from 1987's American Tail. And this copy of American Tail is original release from MCA Home Video. This is one of the animated films made by Don Bluth, like the golden age of Walt Disney, featuring the voices of Don DeLuise, Madeline Kahn, Leanne Pearsoff, and Christopher Plummer. And the rival American Tail is a time for jubilation by Gene Selick to today's show. And it's got to be from early mid-'87 original, and it has the MCA Home Video background in pink for American Tail. The other copy of American Tail I showed you is from one of my previous updated video. Somewhere Out There is just a good song. Song by Linda Ronstadt or something like that. Now I got here a Holy Grail VHS of Teddy Ruxpin Volume 6. Teddy's Outmarts, the M.A.V.O. Yep. This is an early '87 release. I used to have all the Teddy Ruxpin VHS tapes in New York. But someday soon I'll find some of it from eBay or from my thrift store. From High Tops Video Division, distributed by Media Home Entertainment. And this tape looks like in great condition. I used to have the other copy of this when I lived in New York, when that tape is pretty acceptable. Maybe this one is in Macrovision, that's for sure. Here's something I can keep. The Flintstones' first episode, that was in the Hanna-Barbera Superstars, released in 1989 from Hanna-Barbera Home Video. At that time, it was changed from World Vision Home Video. And it has like one of the earlier ones, like the Flintstone Flyer, Hot Lips Hanging, The Swimming Pool, and No Help Wanted. Show you what this tape looks like. Yabba Dabba Doo! 1989. Here's something I'll be keeping and selling more tapes. Next one I got here another Flintstone tape called The Jetsons Meet the Flintstones. I showed you the early 1990s reissue from Good Times Home Video. This is from Hanna-Barbera Home Video Superstars. That was reissued in 1989. Originally, Flintstones Meet the Jetsons came out on VHS around early 1988 from World Vision Home Video in the clamshell, like the Hanna-Barbera Super Movie series, like that Yogi's Great Escapes, Yogi Magical Fly, The Spruce Goose, and Top Cat, and the Beverly Hills Cats. This is the sticker label from 1988 from the original World Vision. And it has the 1988 tape master of the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones on there. This is a pretty good TV movie, but Dad didn't like that much. Besides, Jetsons Meet the Flintstones is not a good TV movie. Not as the Yogi Bear in the Top Cat. Scooby-Doo movies is not that. It doesn't compare to me. Here's Hanna-Barbera Cartoon Classics. That was released from Kids Classics 1987, and it has one of the episodes, like Scooby-Doo in No-Face Zombie Chase Case, The Flintstones, like Sand of the Sharon Stone, Huckleberry Hound, like Hooky Days, and finally the Smurfs in Gargamel's Giant from Season 4 of the Smurfs in 1984. And this is the 1987 release from Kids Classics. Yeah. The next tape we got here is one of the musicals made in the late 1950s. That is, Rogers and Hammerstein's South Pacific that stars with Rosanna Brazzi and Mitzi Gaynor and Ray Wellston. I showed you the other copy of another copies of the South Pacific 1984, and this is the 1988 reissue of it from CBS Fox Video's The Great Musicals Collection. On the beginning of this tape has the Great Musicals Collection promo at the beginning. Yeah. No print date, no barcode. This is actually a late 80s reprint. Here's one of the best known popular musicals of all times. Stars with Barbra Streisand, Walter Matthau, Michael Crawford, and Louis Armstrong in Hello, Dolly, directed by Gene Kelly. Choreography by Michael Kidd, the one who did Seven Brides and Seven Brothers. One of the previous updated videos I showed you Hello, Dolly. But eventually, well, I have the 1982 original from 20th Century Fox Video, but in the future I'll get like a very original double length of Hello, Dolly. Came out in 1979 in Magnetic Video Corporation. 1988 reissue, they have that in the closed captioning of the Great Musicals Collection. The sticker label was from 1988. They had the closed caption, have no barcode, but it has like maybe another barcode. This comes with the card packet of the home video series. Here's something I'll be selling, like one of the NGM musical tapes. Let's start with Judy Garland and Fred Astaire in Easter Parade. I showed you the 1986 reissue. I'm ready to sell that. This is the 1989 reissue. Stroll down the avenue with Fred and Judy in this perennial Easter favorite. That also stars with Aunt Miller and Peter Lawford. Show you what this cassette looks like. Easter Parade's a good movie from 1989. Here's another one, Showboat, 1951. There was like the original Showboat that stars with Alan Jones. This Showboat stars with Howard Keel, Kathleen Grayson, Ava Gardner, and Joey Brown. And this is the 1989 reissue. Originally, it was first released on home video in the early 80s. Then it was reissued in the Great Musicals Collection in 1987. Yeah. And they have the song called Old Man River. Here's the 1954 musical extravaganza of Brigadoon, starring with Gene Kelly, Van Johnson, and Sid Cerise. Did you know the star in the month of TCM is Sid Cerise? And Brigadoon was the 1988 reissue of the NGM musical series. Originally it came out in the early 80s, then it was reissued in the mid-80s in the Great Musicals Collection series. No print date, no barcode. My favorite song in the movie I like, Go Home with Bonnie Jean, when Van Johnson and Gene Kelly were dancing. And finally in the NGM musical, won't be complete without the 1939's Wizard of Oz, starring with Judy Garland, Ray Bolger, Jack Haley, Burt Lahr, and Margaret Hamilton and Frank Morgan. The greatest fantasy film of all times. And it had the song like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, a Judy Garland's theme song. We're off to see the wizard, If I Only Have a Brain, The Heart, The Nerve, the Mario Land of Oz, and many more. And I'm the King of the Forest. This is the 1988 reissue of it from NGM UA Home Video. And this is the sticker label from 1985 or something. Here's the print date looks like. Printed it on November 2nd, 1988. And it has a Deftone at the end of this tape. And I already have the 1985 reissue of The Wizard of Oz, but I wish I had the 1983 original. Or 1989 Laserdisc, the 50th anniversary. Now here comes the collections of the I Love Lucy tapes. Let's start with Lucy Wants to Be a Star. And these are the CBS Video Library I Love Lucy collection tapes. Came out in 1985 till the series completed it in 1992. And the I Love Lucy episode series ran from 1951 to 1957, till they made Lucy and Desi Comedy Hours from 1957 to 1960. Not much as the original I Love Lucy shows. On this tape, like Lucy Wants to Be a Star, is Lucy does a TV commercial when she makes a Vitamin Vegemin. Lucy gets into the pitch. Well, the Lucy does a TV commercial was air dated on May 5th, 1952. The second one, Lucy gets into the picture while Lucy was giving a musical director a hard time. Air dated on February 21st, 1955. And Lucy makes Italian movie April 16th, 1956. In this one, when like the Ricardos and the Merch went to Italy, something like that, when they're going like around the world. And Lucy has anticipated into like dancing in a great pool. That was hilarious. Sorry about that, and I'll show you what this tape has got. This box packaging's got to be about approximately 36 years old. On every I Love Lucy cassette that comes with the program and the story about when the episodes were kindly made. Back then, they didn't have Columbia House, so they have CBS Video Library for those TV shows. But they still got Columbia House at the time for different tapes. The ones from Paramount and Columbia Pictures and Universal. Here's the sticker label, this print, and here's the print date, blue sticker label from September 4th, 1985. That's what I like about these I Love Lucy tapes better than the ones from CBS Fox Video. The CBS Fox Video ones I only had 2 episodes. The second tape is Lucy's Troubles Managing Money. And it has like 3 great episodes on this tape. Job Switching, that's a classic from September 15th, 1952. And this one when Lucy and Ethel trade places with Ricky and Fred Mertz, when their wives had to go to work and their husbands had to stay home doing their housework. And it turns out to be a total disaster. But the best moment in this episode, when Lucy was in the candy factory, eating candy, making the chocolate dough, and she was stealing candy, and she got a tummy ache, which was a great episode. Then we got the $1 Million Idea from January 11th, 1954. Then the third great episode when Lucy gets locked up in the basement refrigerator in the freezer from April 28th, 1952. Show you what this cassette looks like. This is an old tape. It comes with the booklet. I Love Lucy is just a great show of the 1950s. A long-term trailer was their only film Lucy and Desi did in 1954. 1985 release. This printed it on November 11th, 1985 on Veterans Day. The third Lucy tape is Lucy and the Stars. And it has some guest stars on there. Let's start with L.A. at Last from February 7th, 1955 with the guest star William Holden. Then it has Lucy and Hopple Marx, members of the Marx Brothers from May 9th, 1955. Lucy and Bob Hope from October 1st, 1956. Did you know Lucille Ball and Bob Hope made 4 films together, like Sorrowful Jones in 1949, Fancy Pants 1950, The Facts of Life 1960, and The Critics' Choice in 1963. God, I like Bill Holden. Show you what this tape looks like. Printed it on July 22nd, 1985. Did you know Lucille Ball was in the Three Stooges' Three Little Pigskins in 1934? This fourth tape we have is the merch. On this tape it has Little Ricky learns to play a drum from October 8, 1956. Ethel's birthday, November 29, 1954, right around after Thanksgiving or before it. And the Ricardos are interviewed by November 14th, 1956. 55, yeah. 1985 release. Show you what this tape looks like. Early 86 original tape, and has the barcode, just like the barcode they used in CBS Fox videotapes. Since 1986, back in January and February, they didn't have macrovision on those tapes yet. Not until the mid-late 86. The fifth one we have here, Europe, Here We Come. And it has some 3 good episodes. Ricky's European booking from December 12, 1955, The Passport, December 19, 1955, and Bon Voyage on January 16, 1956. This is a 1985 release. Yep. Show you what this and it has the booklet about the episodes. Show you what this tape looks like. No barcode, no print date on it. This tape is going to be from 86. The next one we got here is Crossing the Country, the 6th tape in the series that I just got. Comes with the first stop on January 17, 1955. Tennessee Bound from January 24th, 1955. And Ethel's Hometown. One of the episodes had Ernie Ford in it. Ethel's Hometown was from January 31st, 1955. 1986 release. So here's the thing with the booklet, and it has the barcode on there. This gotta be from CBS Fox Video, head of the 20th Century Fox distribution. The I Love Lucy tapes it now commercially till 1989. These are the ones that are from Columbia House that you order by application or by credit card. The next one we got is Lucy in the Country, one of their later ones. It is Lucy Wants to Move to the Country from January 28, 1957. Lucy Raises Chickens on March 4th, 1957. Lucy Does the Tango from March 11th, 1957. And this is the 1986 release. And I played the tape, and you know, on this tape it has 2 FBI warning screens. First one was from CBS Video Library. That was the exact FBI warning screen they used from CBS NGM Home Video in the early 80s. Then at the end of the tape it has the 1984 Fox FBI warning screen, the one they used in CBS Fox, Playhouse Video, Key Video, and even World Vision tapes from 1984, and the Twilight Zone tapes. 1986 release, yeah. Now we finally got here is Lucy and Ricky Perform Together. 1987 release from CBS Video Library. It has Lucy Gets Ricky on the Radio on May 19, 1952. The benefit from January 7, 1952. And finally, The Indian Show, May 4th, 1953. Da 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 da. I'm not a Lucy and Desi fan, but I like these I Love Lucy tapes from Columbia House. They're good and illustrated. In the future, I'm going to show you on my other channel of the complete I Love Lucy VHS tapes. And it has the barcode, Now I got here just a few more VHS tapes. Now I got here the 1983-84 reprint of Three Stooges Volume 1 for Bird in the Head, Dizzy Pilots, and Three Sappy People. And it doesn't have VH on. It has 6025 3-4. That is the late 1984 reprint. At the time when the fourth Three Stooges volume was marked the 50th anniversary for Woman Haters. That was the first Three Stooges short in 1934. That's how that fourth volume was reissued from late 83, mid 83, early 83, and early 82 original. And I'll show you what this cassette looks like. Now, I'm not going to keep this. I'll be selling it right on eBay. Purposely. Here's the 1984 sticker label. Has the VHS line logo. This tape was printed on the 45th week of 1984. And I'll be selling that. With the other Three Stooges tapes. The next one we got here is Three Stooges Volume 5. It has Pardon My Scotch, Disorder in the Court, and my favorite short on this volume, Healthy, Wealthy, and Dumb. Early 1983 first reissue. Yeah, that is my favorite copy. And I'll show you what this cassette looks like. Sticker label from mid-83, and it has no print date on it. Yeah, you. Here's something I'll be selling on eBay. The 9 Three Stooges volume, which is I have on Betamax. On this volume it has One Arm Mummy, Restless Nights, and Yes, We Have No Bonanza. This is an ex-rental beta tape. It's a mid-1984 original. This is an ex-rental beta tape. Beta Hi-Fi. This tape was printed on the 29th week of 1984. I'm really a 100% Three Stooges fan. And a fan of Laurel and Hardy. The next one we got here is the Three Stooges Collection Volume 4. Happens to be all shimps. Babysitter's Jitters, Don't Throw That Knife, His Goose is Cooked. 1990 release from Good Times Home Video. And I'm not going to keep this for myself. I'm going to sell it. But I prefer the Three Stooges Other Nooks and the 13 volume tapes. They came out during the 1980s. Now we got here a Three Stooges cartoon. This tape is from Walmart, never been opened in years. It has Noisy Silent Movie, The Lastest Gun in the West, Mummy's Boys, and Dinner Pooty. 1989 release from HitCap Entertainment. And the third Stooge was Curly Joe the Reader. Okay, here's the DVD I got this week. Thornton Martin Millie, Julie Andrews, Mary Tyler Moore, and Carol Channing. Did you know Carol Channing did Dolly Levi in the Broadway show version of Hello Dolly a lot of times, before there was a film version with Barbra Streisand in 1969. And this DVD of Thornton Martin Millie was 2003. But the VHS release came out back in 1986 from MCA Home Video. Show you what this DVD looks like. It has 20 chapters. From Overtune to the exit ending title and exit music. From Universal Studios Home Entertainment. And I got some books that I got this week. Let's start with the one of the 3 golden books called Numbers. Published in 1955, because I had to check that out just today. Golden Press, known as the Golden Book. The illustration looks pretty good in 1955. It doesn't look like it was 1959. This is pretty good illustrating in 1955. Now here's a Disney Golden Book called Mickey Mouse and the Great Loot Plot that was originally illustrated in 1974 from Golden Book. This is the 1986 reissue from the Walt Disney Company. There's Scrooge McDuck. And here's Cowboy Mickey. That was released in 1990 from Golden Book. Mm-hmm.